Oh, how I've missed you, Holmes. Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. I was really looking forward to this movie because ever since the first one came out, I was really pumped to see Sherlock Holmes 2, so I've been waiting for a long time to see this movie. I saw the first one in theaters and I really enjoyed it. I actually have the Blu-ray. It's a really fun action flick. But sadly, I did not like Sherlock Holmes 2 as much as the first one, but it's still a really fun movie. The basic story is Sherlock Holmes is back doing his adventure. Mr. Watson is getting married soon, and pretty much there's this new villain, Professor Moriarty. Professor Moriarty wants to use these new kinds of machines and stuff for because he wants to start World War One. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson try to stop it. One of the best things about this film is the acting. Like, the whole cast is really good in this movie. Robert Downey Jr. plays Sherlock Holmes, and of course he does another fantastic job. He's charming, has a lot of charisma, he has a lot of wit. And of course, it's Robert Downey Jr. He's probably my favorite actor the past few years. Jude Law did a really good job playing Dr. Watson again. And of course, the chemistry by Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law was very good too. I love how they bounce off of each other. For example, like Sherlock Holmes says something and Mr. Watson, argues. Ruby Repus, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name right, but she is Lisbeth in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the Swedish films. She did a nice job, and considering she only speaks Swedish and these kind of foreign films, when she makes American movies now, her accent is pretty good and really impressive. And I'm really happy she's making American movies now. She is a really good actress. Jared Harris plays Professor Moriarty, the new villain, and I thought he did a really nice job. The direction by Guy Ritchie was really good, and since he's really known for making these era Victorian movies, he really knows how to kind of make you feel as if you're in the scene, and he really directs the action pretty well. The action sequences were really fun. They were really entertaining to watch. There's a lot of good action scenes in this movie, like the train scene and the wood scene, with the cannonballs and the gunfighting. That was really, really good. The cinematography was really, really good, and I love the way the Sherlock Holmes movies, especially this one, how it looks. It has this really unique kind of look to it. The movie takes place in Paris and the London kind of area in the late 1890s, and the movie looks really good. The art direction, the set designs, the look of this movie is really good, and you actually feel as if you're in this kind of era. The music score was of course good, and it's by Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer really knows how to make really good epic scores, and since Sherlock Holmes 2 is a kind of big action adventure film, he really knows how to capture a lot of scenes with a lot of action, a lot of adventure. I do have some problems with this movie. First of all, the story is really messy. The script is really interesting. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of twists. It has a lot of potential, but the way the story is executed, it's really falls flat. The movie's also a little too long, and I think it's 2 hours and 8 minutes or 6 minutes. They could have edited this movie at least by 5-10 minutes. I did like the action in this movie overall, but there were some scenes, when there's some elements of the action, it was a little too much. It was too unrelentless. I know it's a Guy Ritchie film and his action is always in your face, but there's some parts when there's sometimes too much exaggeration, and if they kind of added less of it, it would have been more effective, which is kind of the quote, less is more. So yeah guys, overall, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows is a really fun time at the movies. It's a really fun action adventure film, and the story is a little messy, but thankfully Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law's chemistry between them, it kind of makes up for some of the problems. I'm going to give Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows a really high 7.5 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. Comment, rate, subscribe if you want. And until next time guys, I'm Ryan. See you guys later.